again, it seems we got a lot to go through this intro bit here. Obviously, the big news would be first and foremost. Let's try to go in something of chronological order here. But Raw is moving to Netflix, and also the premium live events will now be on Netflix. But the premium live events will not be starting until 2026, I believe. Raw will be starting in 2025. I just canceled Netflix a few months ago, and if I am going to keep doing this, I'm going to have to restart it. Anyway, Dwayne Johnson got the ownership of the trademark The Rock, so he can call himself that. Again, he doesn't have to just call himself Dwayne Johnson. He's also named to the TKO board of directors. And of course, Vince McMahon got sued for harassment and trafficking. I won't go into the details just to spare a lot of the gorier bits, but yeah, really, really bad stuff. He has resigned. There's no way for him to come back. And there's going to be a lot taken out in his wake as he's been named. First and foremost, Brock Lesnar was supposed to appear at the Rumble tonight. He was pulled because he was named in the suit. Unfortunately, that probably means you're not going to get your Walter Brock Lesnar match. There's going to be more house cleaning because of this. It might be Nick Khan. It might be Triple H as well. You're never entirely sure. But again, that could happen. As we go into the Royal Rumble show itself, the footage you've seen right here, if you want to see unedited footage of what is on here, well, partially edited. Anyway, the video game footage here, the WWE 2K23 Rumble footage, there's a link in the description for you to click. Okay, so moving on to the show proper, as again, there were no kickoff show matches. We opened up with the Women's Royal Rumble match. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to spare a lot of the details in this. We're just going to kind of go through the lineup, and then we'll go through as many eliminations as we can just to kind of save a little bit of time here and there. Also, yes, I am aware that is an old picture. They didn't have any new pictures up until a few hours before the show started, and I just didn't have time to get them set up. Anyway, our first entrant was Natalya, followed by our first sort of surprise in Naomi. I mean, it was known she was going back to WWE, but okay, surprise, as they say. After that, it was Bayley, then Candice LeRae. Then our next surprise, which was Jordynne Grace, the TNA champion. Indy Hartwell was out 6th. Asuka was out 7th. And as this happened, it looked like Naomi may have tweaked her ankle at some point. She was definitely nursing something on the outside of the ring. I don't know if it was supposed to be part of the story or not. As that happened, Bayley and Asuka immediately eliminated Indy Hartwell. After that was Ivy Nile out, then Katana Chance, then Bianca Belair. Then Kairi Sane. She eliminated Candice LeRae. Tegan Knox came in. Natalya tried to snooker her into getting thrown out. Instead, Natalya herself got thrown out. And then Sane and Asuka eliminated Knox. Bayley eliminated Tegan Knox. My mistake. Kaden Carter came in next. She immediately eliminated Sane and Asuka. They tried to do the Rumble escape with Kairi Sane. She was using the LED board to keep her feet off the floor. Unfortunately, she slipped a little too much and her knees hit. And then Asuka kind of got flung out in the steed. And then, as that happened, Chelsea Green came out as Bianca Belair eliminated Jordynne Grace. Piper Niven came out next, then Xia Li. This set up a running gag that started to happen where the larger the female was, the more times they would run into Chelsea Green. After that, it was Zelina Vega. Maxine Dupree was out after that. Piper Niven eliminated Kaden Carter. Katana Chance got eliminated too at some point. I just can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Nia Jax who did it. Nia Jax was out after Maxine Dupree. I've lost my spot here. Sorry. Shotzi came out as Bayley eliminated Maxine Dupree. Jax eliminated Piper Niven. Jax basically cleaned house at one point, started eliminating a whole bunch of people. Becky Lynch was out next. She eliminated Chelsea Green. Alba Fire, the former Kaylee Ray, came out next. Shayna Baszler came out after that. Then came Valhalla. She was supposed to be 24th. However, then R-Truth came up because he thought it was actually his spot and this was the men's rumble until he realized his mistake and headed back, which enabled Valhalla to be immediately eliminated by, I believe it was Nia Jax. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see. After that, it was Mia Yim. As that happened, Naomi eliminated Alba Fire. Zoe Stark was out next. As that happened, Shayna Baszler worked with Stark to eliminate Zelina Vega. After that, Roxanne Perez was out next, and Nia Jax eliminated Bianca Belair. God, what did I write there? I'm sorry. Mia Yim, I believe it was Bianca Belair. And Jade Cargill was our final surprise entrant. I guess you'd say surprise entrant. Everyone was expecting her to be in there. And as that happened, Jade immediately eliminated Nia Jax. Tiffany Stratton was out next. And then the next big surprise entrance, I guess, after this was Liv Morgan, who's back from injury. She was the 30th. So, yeah, sorry, folks. No AJ Lee cameo there. Morgan immediately eliminated Zoe Stark. Tiffany Stratton eliminated Roxanne Perez. They had 7 women left. Cargill eliminated Becky Lynch and Naomi. That's what happened later there. Yeah. Boy, what did I write? I'm sorry. I'm trying to read my notes here. Bianca Belair, I guess, was still in the match at this point. She eliminated Tiffany Stratton. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying here. Belair was eliminated. That left Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Jade Cargill as the final 3. Bayley and Liv Morgan teamed up to eliminate Cargill, and then immediately Bayley kicked Liv Morgan off the apron to eliminate her and thus win the Royal Rumble. So, yes, my prediction was right, and Bayley finally won the Women's Royal Rumble. She's going to WrestleMania. Immediately, they cut to a very concerned Io Sky. Obviously, this is not going to be good for Damage Control. So, yeah, we're definitely facilitating the breakup of Damage Control. We're going to see where Dakota Kai's loyalties lie. Like I said, sorry to anyone who's expecting that AJ Lee cameo, even though she said multiple times that she wasn't going to return to the ring anytime soon. So, yeah, like, sometimes when they say that, that's actually what they mean. Overall, the match itself was pretty good. Like I said, the humorous spots with Chelsea Green were pretty fun. But, yeah, other than that, pretty decent Royal Rumble match. Okay, our next match was the Fatal 4-Way match for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Yes, they had to really run the Slim Jim commercial before LA Knight's entrance, so that's what was brought by, Slim Jim. The 3 opponents to Reigns immediately got into an argument who got to hit him with the first punch. Basically, then a big brawl broke out with them. Reigns tried to take advantage, but Styles came back. He backdropped Reigns on the announce table. Orton then dropped, I believe it was LA Knight, Knight dropped Styles on the announce table. Orton came back. He stomped on Reigns' hands and fingers. Reigns hit a flying clothesline on Orton. Styles then chop blocked Reigns. Knight hit Styles with a superplex. We again got kind of a finisher show. I believe Knight hit the BFD on Orton, on Reigns, but Styles fell into the pin to break it. Styles hit the Style Clash on Orton, but Knight fell into Styles to break the pin. Orton countered a Phenomenal Forearm into an RKO. Solo Sikoa came in and hit the Samoan Spike on Orton, and I believe Knight. He didn't hit it on Styles. Styles was out of the ring. He tried to attack Styles, but Styles dodged when Sikoa flew into the barricade. They tried to do a stack pin. It didn't quite work. Styles did hit a Phenomenal Forearm on Reigns. But then Styles attacked everyone with a chair. Eventually what happened, though, is Reigns speared Orton, broke up a BFD and Phenomenal Forearm combo, and speared Styles for the 3 count. Yeah, this match was pretty blasé. I mean, no one expected Reigns to lose, and that sort of runs into that problem there. And again, the crowd is completely gassed from the Rumble before. Obviously this is a problem with this, and when you're doing the 2 Rumbles, you got to do something in between because you can't have them back to back. That would just over-exhaust the crowd, but that can sometimes result in matches just not working. And yeah, this one really just did not work. Again, though, because I think everyone knew that Reigns was going to win, it probably wasn't working too well to begin with. Not that the performers were necessarily bad, it just, like I said, didn't work. Our next matchup is the United States Championship match, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Sorry, my phone went off. I don't know if you heard that. Owens forewent the handshake and decided just to attack Paul right off the bat. He had a big German suplex, but then as they got to the outside of the ring, Owens swung with his bad hand and struck the ring post as Paul ducked it. Paul slammed Owens' hands off the post a couple more times. He attempted a Kimura. He definitely targeted Owens' hands, put some submission holds on. Owens dodged a Tiger Fan kick, and then Paul blocked a running senton. Owens hit back-to-back cannonballs, and then tried a frog splash, but actually further damaged his arm. Eventually, Paul's assistant Jeff tried to interfere in the match after Owens hit, I believe it was a pop-up powerbomb. Earlier in the match, he had actually also countered a superplex into a brainbuster off the top rope. It's then that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller came down to the ring because they have problems with Kevin Owens, and they're the ones that actually wound up sliding the brass knuckles to Logan Paul. However, Owens caught them and got the knuckles into his hands, hit Paul with a punch, covered. However, the ref saw the knuckles in Owens' hands. He didn't do a good job of obscuring them, and so it got a DQ. Owens complained vehemently to Nick Khan, who was sitting in the front row, and then proceeded to attack Paul and powerbomb him through the announce table. And then he had some Hall's cough drops. Overall, this match should have some more fun to it. I think the crowd was recovered from the first Rumble, and like I said, it had its moments, but again, I think it was painfully predictable. Obviously, I think they want Paul to carry the U.S. Championship in WrestleMania. I don't know if he'll necessarily drop it to Owens, but I could actually see him dropping it to like LA Knight, because I do think that's the other program they want to build up to, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. So again, overall, predictable match, but not bad. It definitely had its entertaining moments. Okay, so that means it's time for the Men's Royal Rumble match. Again, I'll try to keep this as concise as I can while going into details on eliminations, basically. Okay, so first out was Jey Uso, and second out was Jimmy Uso. They basically did a little bit of fighting, and then Grayson Waller came out. After that, we had our next surprise, not really surprise, Andrade was the fourth entrant out, and again, not that big a surprise given that his contract with AEW expired and it was known he was coming back. So after that, it was Carmelo Hayes. Hayes immediately eliminated Grayson Waller. Shinsuke Nakamura was out next, then Santos Escobar, then Karrion Kross, then Dominic Mysterio, then Carlito, who immediately eliminated Santos Escobar. Then Bobby Lashley came out. He immediately eliminated Karrion Kross. However, then the Authors of Pain came out and distracted Lashley long enough for a bunch of people to gang up on him, and then for Kross to pull him off the apron, eliminating him. After that, it was Ludwig Kaiser who was out next, then Austin Theory, then Finn Balor, who immediately eliminated Carmelo Hayes. 15th out was Cody Rhodes, who immediately eliminated Austin Theory. After that, it was Bronson Reed, who eliminated Andrade. Kofi Kingston came out. Rhodes eliminated Nakamura. Walter was out next. He eliminated Kofi Kingston. And somewhere along the line, Kofi Kingston eliminated Ludwig Kaiser just before Walter eliminated him, while Walter was making his way down to the ring. After that, it was Ivar. Then it was Braun Breaker, who immediately eliminated Jimmy Uso and Finn Balor. That's who it was. After that, it was Omos, who came out next. He eliminated Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Ivar. Breaker eliminated Ivar. 22nd, it was Pat McAfee, who returned as a guest commentator on this show. He immediately just chose to eliminate himself. After that, it was JD McDonough. Breaker eliminated Omos, and then Dominic eliminated Braun Breaker. 24th, it was R-Truth, if you recall, his entrance or non-entrance of sorts into the Women's Rumble. As that happened, JD McDonough was immediately eliminated. 25th was The Miz. 26th was Damian Priest, who immediately eliminated R-Truth. 27th was CM Punk, who immediately eliminated Dominic. And I think they were trying to cut to a picture of Seth Rollins as this was happening. Unfortunately, the camera was not in the right place, and so they just cut to a picture of a bunch of back people's heads. Rollins and Reigns were both in skyboxes as this was happening. 28th was Ricochet. Walter eliminated Miz at that point. 29th was Drew McIntyre. Walter eliminated Jey Uso, who was the Iron Man at this point. And 30th was Sami Zayn. Thank God it wasn't The Rock. After that we're going to be doing just the eliminations, obviously. Drew McIntyre eliminated Ricochet, leaving 6 men left. That was Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Walter. Zayn eliminated Priest. McIntyre immediately eliminated Zayn. Punk then eliminated McIntyre. Rhodes eliminated Walter, leaving only CM Punk and Cody Rhodes left. The two proceeded to fight quite a bit, hit their finishers a couple of times, hit some big moves, almost eliminated each other on several occasions. And then Punk started to get a little cocky. He hit his go-to-sleep finisher. He got up. He boldly proclaimed that he did not wait 10 years just to lose to Dusty's Kid. Cody snapped out of his funk just long enough to sock CM Punk and throw him over the top rope to win the Royal Rumble. So maybe Cody will actually get to finish his story this time. Now, there might be some reasoning for this. Earlier this week, Sports Illustrated, put out an article that basically said that they're going to do Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania for the championship, and Cody wasn't going to finish his story. And it seems that many in WWE got a little rankled that either A, got blabbed, or B, that was the plan when maybe it wasn't. I do see things having played out a little bit that way. In case you're wondering, Cody immediately challenged Roman Reigns. He pointed up to Reigns' skybox. Reigns held the belt up. So, that's how that played out. The Rumble itself, it was mostly pretty good. It had some decent moments. I don't like the constant fighting between the final two entrants. I just think that drags it out unnecessarily. And the audience is getting exhausted. You don't need to push that exhaustion to its limits. For the most part, obviously, I'm happy Cody won. Hopefully he does get to conclude his story. CM Punk can still face Rollins. There's nothing wrong with that. He'll still get his moment. But again, I don't really see too much else to go on more than that. So overall decent, but a little long-winded. My thoughts on the show overall, I'm going to have to give the 2024 Royal Rumble a C. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. The Rumbles had their moments. Both were good overall, both Rumbles as it was. Obviously, though, the matches in between were way too fillery and predictable for their own to really provide too much entertainment. And while it is nice that Cody won, and of course it's nice that Bayley won as well, but it just didn't do enough to put the show too far over the top. Like I said, it wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it wasn't great. And again, given the events, I guess I didn't quite explain the Rock bit earlier. It was on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And just a little bit before the show, and I was looking up just to see if there had been any matches added. And pretty much every tweet there was, how much you want to bet they're going to put The Rock in at number 30. Especially given the events of the week, put The Rock in, have him win the Rumble, and see if that generates a big pop. But I would definitely say the crowd was mostly behind Cody. They were behind Punk a little bit, but it did seem like Punk was maybe turning heel, or he got a little too cocky there with that whole "I didn't come here to lose to Dusty Kid" bit. So, like I said, overall, phone went off again. Overall, not a bad show, but definitely had a lot of room for improvement. It was very average. So that's why I'm giving it a C. Okay, so the next video is going to be the random trade review on Age of Bronze Volume 2 Sacrifice, and then it'll be the Super Bowl preview picks, obviously. And then after that, we're going to be starting up the movie streaming catch-up, so I can get everything I can finish Ahsoka, I could do Loki Season 2, Echo, The Marvels, and so forth. I don't know if I'm going to be doing all of those in February, but at least a couple of those will be done in February. And wrestling-wise, I know Vengeance Day is next week, but I'm not going to do Vengeance Day. I'm still a little gassed here. But the latter part of February, there's Impact is doing No Surrender on the 23rd, and then WWE is doing Elimination Chamber on the 24th. After that, AEW Revolution is on March 3rd. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that one necessarily, but maybe if things play a certain way, I can. So see you all next time. Hey guys, remember you can help me maintain and possibly even expand my professional wrestling covers by supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/SleepyTime for Camp Productions. Also, remember to like the video, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.